An Indiana veteran says his nightmares are only getting worse. Bob Ildefonso believes he has PTSD. The VA says it's not enough to warrant disability coverage. In fighting that decision, we found he's one of hundreds of thousands of veterans playing the waiting game.
File for disability.
Bob Ildefonso's kitchen table is full of his medical records containing some of the same information a VA employee left outside the Cleveland Federal Building last year. The VA called it an error and offered Bob free credit monitoring.
I still have nightmares. I still have dreams. I still worry about if somebody has got my Social Security number, if somebody's got my medical information.
His records were sent there after the VA denied his benefits for knee problems and PTSD he says he suffered after working for years as an airplane mechanic at Grissom Air Force Base. One of those issues, Bob says, began 28 years ago in an Indiana field.
When the A-10 jet out of Grissom Air Force Base came down, it dug a deep hole.
It was January of 1987. Bob fell into that same hole while trying to recover debris from a Fulton County jet crash that killed his friend.
The 24-year-old Williams was an active duty first lieutenant in the Air Force.
Earlier in the day before falling, Bob made a gruesome discovery.
I found part of his helmet with his brain in it.
Since that time, for 28 years, Bob says he can't look at a pilot's helmet the same way and has been plagued by recurring nightmares.
I'm falling, but I'm just falling. I'm on my back. My hands are in the air, and I'm falling, but I can't stop from falling. I can't grab anything.
In the 5 years since Bob first filed his claim, he says he struggled with family issues and fleeting thoughts of suicide that caused his wife to hide their gun. In February, the VA denied his appeal. A letter states the examiner indicated you did not meet the diagnostic criteria for PTSD, but for anxiety disorder, not otherwise specified. Neuropsychologist Dr. Sanford Pedersen is not affiliated with Bob's case, but agreed to talk to us about how diagnosing PTSD can be difficult.
If you're examining someone and you're getting information, the clinician has to decide, well, does what I'm being told fit this particular criterion or not? And so there's where some of the subjectivity comes in.
Pedersen says criteria can often categorize patients, and clinicians can have differing opinions.
Not everybody fits the boxes perfectly.
And there's the rub.
Exactly.
Bob's assessment shows his symptoms weren't severe enough to grant him PTSD disability. 1 month before Bob's evaluation in June of 2013, a new standard was introduced with additional criteria for diagnosing PTSD. But Bob's chart shows the VA psychologist used a set of criteria known as DSM-4, first adopted in 1994. 6 months later, Bob presented new evidence to the VA, an assessment from his neuropsychologist that the veteran may have PTSD. Bob has filed another appeal.
Let's get it resolved. It's hard on him. It's hard on me to watch him because it's on his mind all the time.
I'm so upset with the idea that us veterans have to wait like forever for the administration to do something.
Michael Scheibel is the assistant director with the Indianapolis office of the Veterans Benefits Administration, the department responsible for processing veterans' claims and appeals. Do you feel like a lot of veterans might feel undermined by this process?
I don't know if it's undermined. I don't think they feel undermined. I haven't gotten that feedback from them. I do know that it's a long process. We do hear that it's a long process.
Scheibel says his office has worked hard to reduce the backlog and cut wait times down for claims to 93 days. Appeals, though, are averaging even longer, 287 days. So you can expect basically almost a year.
Right, and that's the reality of it right now. And that's what we're trying to change.
Bob isn't alone. More than 1 million vets filed claims last year. Scheibel says many of those were resolved before reaching the Board of Appeals. But of those, only 1% reversed the VA's original decision.
There's obstacles in life that you have to overcome. It's very hard for me to overcome these things that I dream and think about every day.
After our interview, our questions, and after Bob went through an administrative hearing in September, the VA told us it has reviewed his transcript and determined there is enough new evidence to warrant he undergo a new mental health and joint exam. It does not mean he will win his appeal or get compensation. It does mean he will get a second opinion. Bennett Haberly, 24 Hour News 8.